Hello again, whiskey friends, and happy Whiskey Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for joining us yet again on another fabulous Whiskey Wednesday. Tonight, we get to spend time with some of our favorite, bestest whiskey friends in the world, Ethan and Katie Turk, aka Drifting Drams. Got lots to talk to them about tonight and do some more reflection on 2023, which will also lead into tonight's Super Chat giveaway. So thank you for joining us today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. All right. Well, we got 35 people in here so far. Thank you for hanging out with us again on a wonderful Wednesday. Always a great way to spend hump day. Let's bring on first Kelsey, who got some pretty cool looking shoes he was showing off earlier. Let's bring on Kelsey, show off those new kicks.
There's the new shoes for the new year. So Nike was having a sale. I couldn't pass it up. My wife got mad at me because I ordered 8 different pairs of shoes just to try, and they had free shipping and stuff. And so she's like, "You spent what?" I was like, "I'm sending 7 back, so don't get too mad at me, right?" But cheers, everybody.
So when it comes to a whiskey purchase or a shoe purchase, which one do you take more crap for when they see the receipt?
Probably the shoes, because she told me I can't be a sneakerhead and a whiskey whore, so I have to pick one or the other. So sometimes I get both, but most likely I choose the whiskey whore part of it instead of the shoes. But
when you're choosing, is that like a day by day thing? Like today I'm going to be a sneakerhead, tomorrow.
I don't have enough shoes to be called a sneakerhead. I think I've got 3 pairs that are actually considered like sneakerhead shoes, but I'm not like the mash and drum or pop 'em don't watch them. Those guys are the big sneakerheads, man. These guys have a ridiculous amount of shoes.
Well, next, let's bring on Darrell, implying Darrell's background is still rated PG. I'm not sure based on earlier, but let's find out.
You're muted.
You're on mute, buddy.
Sorry. Yeah, my 2-year-old running around amok, half dressed over here, but we're good to go now.
Hey, Jeff, you might be in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Strategically speaking, I recorded the video and then I was like, you know what? I should have a conversation with Dana first. So I kind of sat down and opened up the books on Sunday just to kind of set expectations there. Strategery.
It's actually a lot less than I thought it was going to be honest.
People were like, I think it's understated. They're probably right because it only counts like official 2023 releases, the way I had to filter our data. But there's not too much that's not 2023 release that I would have bought. So also doesn't count gifts too and any giveaway stuff. So that's kind of I don't know. There's a give and take.
Yeah.
It's close enough. We'll play a little horseshoes and ignore 20% of it. Well, let's bring on our special guests. Our first guests of 2024. Couldn't start out the year better in terms of the guest to invite on. Let's bring on Ethan and Katie.
Cheers, everyone.
Hey,
how's everybody doing? Thanks for having us, y'all.
No, we love that. Oh, yeah. It's always a good time.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Do this really quick.
Yeah, no place I'd rather be on a Wednesday night than here with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there with y'all would be even better. Here with y'all is second best.
This is a good runner-up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, we got 53 people in here so far, 67 messages, Kelsey. We're a little behind.
Oh.
What do you say we say hi to some people? Maybe we spin a whiskey wheel after that.
Sounds good. Top Dog was in here first and foremost, as usual. Don't forget to hit the like button. I think he meant like button, not like button, but we'll go with that. Doug H is in the house. Cheers to you, buddy. I know you just got to see these wonderful people, so I'm a little jealous.
No.
There's the Drifting Drams is in here, obviously. Tim Cornet is in here. Slapshot, good to see you in here, buddy. Let's see. GT Mustang, Shauna Marie D, cheers to you. The most luckiest man in the world is in here. Mark, I ain't even going to say Mark is in here.
Mark B.
Ben is in here. Ben Drammond is in here. Ben Hernandez.
Ben the champion.
Exactly. JG, cheers to you. Roy R does cocktails. Cheers to you. There's my favorite one. 877. Mash the like now. Thank you guys. The better half is in here. Dana Wack. Jeff Perkins is in here. Cheers to you, my friend. OH. Cheers to all you wonderful whiskey people. Tater Dog is in here. Cheers, Jeffrey and everyone.
Picture.
Ricardo is in here. Ryan is in here. Copper Wolf is in here. Joe Dickinson. Renee. My main man, Cheech. Good to see you in here. Jeff, we're going live tonight on his channel. Is that tonight? When are you doing his channel thing?
Oh, he was on last night. I gave him a blind. I gave him a blind flight and said he had to pick which one was finished. But I was real tricky on it with one of the ones I threw in there. I threw him off a little bit. It was fun.
Nice.
Troy from Baker Drinks is in here. Cheers to you, Troy. Good to see you in here, buddy. Krista G is in the house. Whiskey BS. You steal those from Jason? No, Jason. I would probably steal some other ones from Jason if I had to choose which ones I could steal. Those probably wouldn't be the ones. He's got some really killer ones. Let's see. Adam Shelton is in the house. Cheers to you, Adam Shelton.
Yeah, Adam.
Big Vic, as usual. Cheers, buddy. J.A. Sells is in the house as well. Uncorked. Let's see who else is in here. Major Zero, cheers to you. I know you keep growing that channel. Congrats on that, buddy. Good to see you in here. I've been watching those videos. T. Jarrett, Bob Glass. We're getting close. Getting closer.
Oh, man. JG, Ethan can attest. I can't afford to lose any of my height.
That's true. He needs every inch that he can get. I've offered to donate. The doctors haven't figured it out yet.
Roman Carter, cheers to you, man. It's good to see you in here. I think that's a new one, right? I don't remember seeing that name before.
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome.
Jake McKee is in here.
Yeah,
cheers
see
to
Richard
you.
Rose in here.
Where's Rick? Did I miss him?
Right over here.
Oh,
There
Rick.
he is.
Cheers
There
to
we
you,
go.
buddy.
New permanent staple of the background, everybody.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Rick Rose, legendary.
Amy is in here. Amy Mercer, cheers. Cheers
That's
to
my
you.
mom.
Oh, is that your mom?
That's my mom.
Hi, Katie's mom.
Hi, Katie's mom. EJ, aloha and cheers. Cheers to you, buddy. There's the executive producer himself, Mr. Todd Ritter. Cheers to you, bud. He's drinking some freaking killer turkeys. I was drooling a while ago when he sent me the post of that. Cheers, Richie Z, you legend.
Cheers.
Good to see you in here. My Arkansas buddy, Henry Turner, thank you so much for all the support, buddy, watching. I'm hoping to get up that way. Actually, I guess Trev and them are coming down sometime this month, but I'll be back up there in February as well. Hope to hang out soon. Jason, the Norseman.
What's up, Jay?
And
Look like he's sleeping in this
Dusty
picture.
himself is in the house. Dusty Dan,
Yeah.
we were just talking about you and your wonderful organization skills before the show.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was dying when I first hopped on. I was like, oh my goodness. Always a ride.
Joe.
I was
Graves.
reading Joe Graves with his
Oh,
Trump
jeez.
outfit.
Don't
he was in. So was I really the same as Joe and he had to improvise, or was he just saying that? I never know. I never know what to
I
think with him.
doubt it.
I doubt it.
doubt it.
Because I could see him wearing that outfit, right? So it's kind of
I could too.
plausible.
I could too.
When I did come upstairs on Monday, I was in the full outfit all the way down to my pants, and I walked upstairs and Dana's like, "Why are you wearing the pants? No one can see those." I was like, "Gotta commit to the character." Gotta commit.
Oh, geez.
I think we're pretty much caught up, right?
Yeah.
Well, before we chat some more, are we ready for a whiskey wheel?
Let's do it.
Absolutely. I'm empty.
All right.
Yeah, I'll grab a second glass. Still got a little bit of this in there.
Ethan and Katie, you sent me the list of what you had. You're perfectly fine. You're covered by the whiskey wheel. You got so many options. Ugh.
Using these guys.
All right.
If not,
And
just
then-
pour one of the 8 bottles that Doug gave to you, I'm sure.
Dude.
They're in the
Man,
mix.
I need to go to Fridays at Fred's at one point.
That guy, you cannot outgive that guy. That guy,
Nope. People.
you and
He is
Fred.
way too
both.
generous. They both are.
I saw the Instagram message that, Friday at Fred's is live. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get out there and see Ethan and Katie.
Yeah. Oh, man. I was cracking up.
All right. Well, let me pull out the wheel here, and everyone in chat, let us know what you'll be drinking too based on the theme. All right. Oops. Ooh. Little cheating, but I said Maker's Mark, I guess, after I bumped it to the
Maker's?
bar. Maker's Mark. So if you don't have a Maker's Mark, let's go with a weeded.
I got a DNA still.
Heck yeah, that's what I was going to go for. I'm going to go with the DNA as well.
I got a half
Everyone
of-
in
I got an
chat,
ounce.
let us know what you're going to be drinking. Maker's Mark.
Mark is in for 4 on super chats. Jeff, I don't know if you're keeping
Oh,
track
yeah.
or what. So
I will get there in just a sec. For sure.
cheers
Thank you,
to
Mark.
So speaking of super chats, every $5 gets you a chance for 4 giveaways tonight. So what we're going to be doing is giving away 3 flights, one from each of us, featuring bottles we have helped pick through 2022, mostly 2023. And then the Turks are going to give away something as well. You guys want to talk about that? I can't remember what you guys decided on.
What you do?
Yeah. So yeah, we've started doing the coffee thing, right? So it's almost as nerdy as whiskey. It's not quite as much fun, but it's close. It's also a lot less regulated, so that makes it a lot easier to work with. And so Katie's been roasting beans for a little while. We've stood up a site and we're doing that whole thing. And so tonight we'll toss in probably a $20 gift card to the site.
Yep.
That'll get you a bag and a half of anything up there now, and we'll ship it straight to your door.
And then we'll toss in. We picked up a few bottles on our trip.
Yeah.
So we'll toss in some samples from bottles that we picked up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the link is in the description, guys, to their site where they're doing their coffee. And you can also make sure, if you check that out, make sure you check out on Patreon. Just scroll over and search Drifting Drams, and they're doing a Patreon that you can join and support them monthly as they endeavor on this, which Jeff was the first one. I hope I'm the second one to help support them. So if you guys
You are.
want to help support the Turks as they do so much for everybody else and get great coffee. Let me just tell you, I'm a coffee snob. They will tell you that, but I love their coffee. It is really, really good coffee. And I can tell you now that you're not going to find a better source beans that they get. And they do some really, really cool stuff that I think that they will be mentioning later that they can talk more about, but it's going to be really, really fun. If you like coffee, definitely go check that out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheers, man.
definitely.
So I know Darrell doesn't like coffee, but if we could get Darrell some flavor notes and the coffee to go with it, I feel like he would end up falling in love with it and getting nerdy with it. Because
I
this
love
guy
the
loves
smell.
some flavor notes.
I love the smell. It's just the taste for me. Although I will say, there was a customer, he was Filipino. I don't know if that really plays into it, if they have better coffee out there or not. But I did go down to his house one day and drop off something for his vehicle, and they drink coffee religiously, him and his wife. So he asked me to have a cup of coffee, and I do not like coffee, but I did drink that, about half of it, and it's tolerable. So I don't know what was special about it. I didn't ask because I was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna just sit there be drinking coffee anyway. But I was able to drink at least half of it, and it wasn't just like nasty. But
That's
I've
been a
had
lot for
coffee
you.
one other time before, and
Mhm.
yeah, I had it one other time, and I'm like, no. But I do love the smell of it, like French vanilla hazelnut. It smells delicious. It's just the taste for me is, there.
See,
This
I
is
think it's just like whiskey, though. Like, you really haven't had coffee yet. It's kind of,
I
it's like
totally agree with you.
Yeah,
you've been
and
sipping
that-
on your old number 7 Jack. Like, I don't like whiskey.
and that's the thing, right? Like everybody thinks of coffee as coffee, and that's that, and it's true when you're talking about the grocery store or Walmart, right? But
Yeah.
once you start looking at some of the places that grow beans, so for example, we source beans from all over Central America, from South America, all over Africa, the subcontinent, India, and into Asia, and they all have distinct flavors, like this drastically different. So it's crazy once you start getting into it and how nerdy you can get.
exactly.
There's the link for you guys. Some of you were asking for it. There's the link. So make sure that's their link just for the coffee. There's another link that will take you to or on that same page. It'll take you to the Patreon as well. So just make sure you guys hit that. We'll put that back up in a little bit as well. So
Yeah. And then in terms of the bottles in the giveaways too, I've got a few of them by my sides just so you can see some of the ones we're talking about. First, Durrell. If you saw Durrell's top 20 video today, this was featured. But this is a 8-year MGP that was finished in Weller Foolproof that Durrell helped pick.
killer bottle.
There is this amazing Blue Note picked by the Turks and Kelsey.
Oh yeah, man. Oof.
The Hello Again Whiskey Friends.
That was a fun pick.
Sticker there.
And let me
Yeah,
tell
that
you,
was-
once you let that set for about 15, 20 minutes, dude, that thing comes alive. It's so good.
I was on a pick in Columbus here with 2 bros, 1 bottle. We had David on a few weeks ago, but here is the Whiskey War pick that we did for him. This one's double oaked. It's essentially a double oaked Boo Rye from sourced from MGP, essentially. Then we got the Hard Truth. Durrell and I helped this one with the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. So then you got that ridiculous picture of Scott and Jason. That is a real picture. That is not photoshopped.
In Jason's face, man.
And then Russell's pick here that Kelsey helped out with. Metallica themed sticker here.
The best sticker I've
Kelsey
ever
and
seen.
Turkey for all.
So Jeff, one thing
So-
I've noticed as you're trying to get it to focus, it's focusing on the sign behind you now.
I
So you're
know
gonna
I'm gonna have a problem with that. I finally got it.
Oh, jeez.
I'll figure it out eventually.
It's too glorious.
Or-
It
or
wants
I
the
won't.
camera.
I'm just gonna keep stumbling and
Top Dog's
Deal
in
with
for
it.
2. Thank you so much, Top Dog.
yeah.
Didn't
Cheers.
drink coffee until I was 48 years old. Now I have a few go-tos, and they're so good. So much shit coffee out there. That's very true, Lance.
Yeah.
Man.
I will
They
tell
really
you
do.
the difference between a good bean and a bad bean is that there's these beans that they're getting that they source from. There's low acidity to them, and they're easy on your stomach. They don't tear your stomach up. They don't have a bunch of chemicals that they're washing and rinsing this stuff with. If you know much about the washing processes that go through for beans, as well as the process for drying as well, is real important in beans. So trust me, if I could nerd out really bad on coffee too, but I won't go there. So we don't hit that much time. Okay. Cheers, you guys. 2 entries are for Slapshots Roadhouse. You're such a cool dude, Doug.
Yeah,
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
so generous. And his cousin Eddie costume. His picture kills me every time.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing I will say for Darrell, like I saw somebody mention this earlier, I think that next time that I come up, I'm going to bring my French press and my particular creamer that I use, and I'm going to make you a coffee, and I'm going to see if it's something you can tolerate, but also if you maybe even like.
I would like I can try it. So it's unlike some like certain foods like lobsters and crab. I wouldn't dare try any of that stuff. But I can get away with trying like coffee because I kind of know that taste profile a little bit. But yeah,
It's
there's a lot of stuff I just stay away from.
well, and part of it, like I said, is beans, and then the other part of it is the process and how you're brewing it. There's a couple different ways. The French press is the most natural way to get the oils, which is the good part of it. But also there's some other things that you can do that help it reduce the acidity, but also, some of those oils and stuff that people use and chemicals all get tied up into the coffee filter and all that stuff. There's a lot of variables for that. So
Yep.
Yeah. Especially when people are trying to preserve like the coffee that sits on the shelf, right? It's really hard to get past that. Ethan's sister-in-law, like we had talked about selling it, and like people asked us if we sold it, and we were like, I mean, we could if y'all really want. And so then we started. But his sister-in-law got an espresso machine for Christmas, and she just had Starbucks. And so Christmas Eve, I was like, we have some of our beans with us. We'll bring them over, because she didn't absolutely love how the espresso machine was doing, and she had just bought Starbucks espresso beans, and she was like, she threw them away. She didn't want, and then she proceeded to immediately more coffee from us, and it's like, oh, you have
Starbucks over roasts their beans, in my opinion. Dana's question was, when you do a French press, how long should you leave the beans and coffee? Are you talking about how long to let it sit before you press it down?
I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Huh.
Yeah, French press and pour over are two of the simplest and best ways to get the ultimate flavor out of coffee.
What's pour over? Do you just have like raw beans and you pour in like hot water over it or something, or
Well,
not
it's
slowly
ground.
filters through. Yeah,
Exactly.
Kind of like a regular coffee machine?
It's kind of like
Kind
a
of.
V-shaped. So it's
Kind of.
V-shaped, and they make ceramic ones that you can use. And then you just put a paper filter on there, and then pour the hot water over it, and let it seep down through there.
Yeah, like the manual version of a coffee machine, almost.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
The trick is you can control the temp a little bit better than most coffee machines that way. And
Got it.
temperature of the water is a huge thing. If it's too much, too high, then it'll get bitter. If it's too low, then you won't get any flavor out of it. Again, nerdiness, right? We could get
right.
real nerdy.
What's the perfect water temperature while I'm taking notes here? I got 4 minutes.
185?
Typically
What?
between 175 to 185 is optimal. In a lot of kettles, like water kettles, will actually allow you to preset your water temp
Yes.
as well. So that's an easy way to do it where you're not having to guess. So,
or like we have a kettle that has just a simple little thermometer on top that goes down into the kettle, and so we can see it tick up and see when it's in that range, or see if it goes way over.
Yeah, it is pretty simple though. So like for example, and you can Google it and find the exact number, but if you just have a kettle, you bring it to boil. Once it starts boiling and steaming, you pop the top and you leave it, you turn it off and you leave it for, I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes, and your temp will come down to about that 185 mark. But there's like a certain amount of time that even if you're just using basic stuff, right, your temp comes down to normal, and then you're at that perfect brewing temp. It's just there's a few simple things you can do to make really good coffee. It's just you got to know to do them.
yep.
Pretty much all I've learned from this conversation is that I've been murdering a whole lot of coffee lately. Yep. Just drowning them in the newly boiled water.
Dana
The
says
worst,
you
I will say
clean
this. The other part is how you store your beans and when you grind them. Never put it in the freezer. Never leave them out in the open where it's sunlight and more consistent. It's basically like whiskey, right? You want somewhere where that's out of the light, a constant temp where it stays doesn't fluctuate up and down. And you definitely do not want to put the coffee in the freezer. That's the worst thing that I've ever seen anybody do with coffee. And so many people do it, right? And they wonder why coffee tastes like shit. That's why.
Yeah. And again, little things, right? Like coffee has its own, it puts off CO2. And so that CO2 will cause the beans to get an off flavor. And so if you have a bag that's got a little valve in it, it's letting that CO2 out while keeping oxygen out. And that's another big thing about keeping coffee fresher for longer.
Oh, I always thought that was the smelling bag. Like I just want to squeeze it and be able to smell it.
I mean,
thought
it's
that
double
was
duty.
for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you say it that way, I'm like, oh, I'm just inhaling the gas that is trying to let go.
That too.
Cheers, Whiskey BS. Cheers to you, man. Oh, gosh.
Oh man. Oh,
well,
great.
in the last week, we have dropped our favorite whiskeys of 2023. Kelsey's working on his video. Darrell dropped his today. I dropped mine last week. Katie and Ethan, put you on the spot. Can you name us some of your favorite whiskeys of 2023?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, what K Luke is doing is fantastic, right? Batch 4, batch 5, the cab finish, like we haven't had a bad batch from them.
We had 7 recently.
We had 7 recently. We, when 1 and 2 came out, we got to try them and we were like, these are really good. And we don't really know much about them. And some friends, like in the Baton Rouge Bourbon Society, told us, like, just buy them. So we split a batch 2 with somebody. We were like, we should have bought bottles. I think Melick is another one that has really come on our radar. Some of the single barrel picks, and Corbin Cash would be like top 3 that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, the new cigar rye from Buzzard's Roost. That's one of my favorites, man. That barrel process they have for making those cigar ryes, it's so good. 10 Cup 14, actually. We found that one recently. That one has blown my mind for a low proof whiskey.
Their process of if you guys don't know or haven't read about Buzzard's Roost cigar batch, is their process. It's not a finished whiskey, just FYI. Well, I guess it kind of is. But I mean, it's really a toasted barrel, but anyway, what they're doing is they're infusing actual cigar smoke into the barrel. So it's way different than anything that anybody else is doing right now. And with the rye, it really creates a very unique and very flavorful profile.
Exactly.
Yeah, I dig that bottle a lot.
If I still have a lot of batch 2 and a single barrel of the cigar rye left, is batch 3 still worth a grab?
Yes.
Batch 3, I tried at Bourbon on the Banks, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. It's definitely worth the pickup to me.
It was like a mix between like the second batch. Wait, what is this one? Hold on.
We've got 3 over there.
Batch 1.
Yeah.
I preferred a little bit over batch 2. I remember when we were talking, batch 2 was more of that cigar vibe. Like it was a little bit more smokier. But 3 was kind of like a happy medium between the two. Almost maybe if you blended them, like what that product would be. Like you get a little bit of that smoky cigarness, but you still get some sweetness too with the rye. But batch 3, I think I preferred over 1 and 2. I haven't had a single barrel though.
Now we did try a single barrel at Buzzard's Roost while we were there.
But it was a bourbon though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was their bourbon. It wasn't. Yeah. So, it was really good. They're doing some really cool stuff. If you guys are able to find them, I think they are doing some stuff on Shared Pour and Sealbox. Maybe I think I've seen them on both sites.
Not sure on that.
I know their regular offerings maybe, which is their regular offerings, like all of their offerings, they're getting MGP distillate, but they're also making their own barrels and doing a toast on the barrel rather than a charred barrel. So the flavor profile comes off way different on these on their stuff. Then that's for any of their stuff. They're making their own barrels and doing their own stuff with it. They're not charring their barrels. They're doing a high toast on some, a medium toast on others. I think they have 2 or 3 different char or toast levels as well on their releases. So
yeah, we've been surprised by them, for sure. And I think I saw Adam Shelton mention in chat, Brothers of the Leaf bourbon specifically was really, really good this year. It's a French oak finished bourbon.
Yeah, the Boo Rye is supposed to be out for too long too, and I can't wait for that.
Is it their own stuff?
It's MGP, so they're sourcing
MGP
MGP
as well.
and finishing in French oak, I believe. So it's definitely French oak on the bourbon side. On the rye side, it's just new oak. So yeah, so they're doing some different stuff across them. But just like a lot of brands these days, I think the trick is the blend. I think they just really have a good palate. They're getting a great blend, and that's that, right? Pursuit, K-Luke, Fortuna. What a lot of these brands are doing with blending is really kind of I feel like taking it to a lot of the single barrel programs because they're able to do it for a lot better price, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
And produce more of it, right? There's only so much of a single barrel, but if you can create a really, really good blend, you definitely can get a lot more production and, make more money doing it. So,
yep.
I'm gonna throw Ethan and Katie under the bus a little bit, but I remember the night when I swore off buying any more bourbon the rest of the month. And then Katie and Ethan send me a link to K. Luke Batch 4. And they're like, buy this. And I'm like, but I'm done this month. And Katie was like, no, buy it. I was like, all right.
That's pretty much how it was.
True story, Dana. True story.
No,
no regrets.
Where's the video when we need it?
I know. We've got to get that thing uploaded on here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. You be clicking that all the time. I know you, Kelsey.
Dude. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna get that on this computer.
Definitely need to do that.
No, I thought you meant buy K. Luke. Don't put the video on the computer.
It's like one of the funniest moments of like the trip, if not the funniest moment of the trip. Oh my God.
So good.
Well, Ethan's popping open batch 3, I think. I think he's diving into it.
Batch the cigar? Buzzard's Roost?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yep. And those are how much? Like what, $70? $80?
Yeah, we
about 70. Yeah, right around there.
Yes, it is roasted, Christine Vasco.
Hey, Christine, another champion.
About right. Yep. Katie's roasting it all by hand.
Yeah, we
puts a fire and then she holds her hand with the beans and goes back and forth.
That Advent tournament, that was so much fun. Oh my goodness.
You were so close.
She does sit and watch it roast. She does do that. She has a little stool she sits on and watches the beans roast.
Well,
yep.
Ethan's popping that one. Should we do a wheel spin for everybody else?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, Dan.
Cheers to you, man. I checked it, Dan.
Cheers, buddy.
You're doing a wheel spin, or we can pour wheel spin in here.
I can wait.
No. He can drink that. He doesn't have to.
No, I'll wait. She's telling me to wait.
Oh, but it could come up bottle open or something. Let's see.
It could.
Hey, Marty. No problem, buddy. Cheers to
Marty.
You on here, bud.
Hey, Marty.
I gotta finish up my makers. This stuff is good, man. Like, I don't really like makers, but these DNAs.
It's good stuff, man.
Were you on the 125 proof?
No, this was the 122. I went back. That's how good the other one was. The 125. I think a couple days after our stream, I pulled the rest of that. And I was like, oh my God.
Marty's in for 4. Thank you, Marty.
Marty's in. Turks.
Can I win 2 weeks in a row?
Sure.
You can. Will you? We're not sure, John. We shall see.
I don't know, John. If your name was Mark Cloud versus John Cloud, you might have a better shot.
We didn't bring
Jack.
Ooh,
Daniels with
some
us.
Jack Daniels.
I could do some
Anything
Jack.
from Tennessee.
We're bad Tennesseans. We didn't bring a single bottle
Ooh.
of Jack with us on this trip.
You know,
We did. We gave it to Doug and Fred.
Which one?
the closest.
No.
The closest thing to the process is cold smoke infusing a barrel. So I think you drink some cigar.
Cigar rye.
Yeah, I don't see anything else that we could do.
We had an Nashville barrel, but that's only
Cigar rye.
I mean, it's not really
Cigar
Tennessee,
rye.
so this is gonna happen. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Is that the one we got that day, Adam, on the pick? That was a phenomenal bottle. You did it in the March that night across the.
Oh, the one up, man! I love that one. That's a good one.
Do. All right, let's see. Let's make sure I'm caught up here. I got Dusty Dan in,
And then, yeah, I think Dusty was the last one.
and then Marty.
Get Marty for 4.
Yep.
Okay. If you guys hadn't noticed, I'm not drinking. It's not because I don't want to participate. I have been incredibly sick Monday and Tuesday. Tonight will be the first time I get to eat real food in like 48 hours. So didn't want to chance it and tear up my stomach by drinking whiskey. So
I'm
Hope
glad
you
you said something, Kelsey. I think people
Yeah.
were afraid you were pregnant.
well, you never know. Definitely could be.
Oh man.
Come on, food. This is corn and rye and barley.
That's what bourbon,
All
right?
my
Is that right?
grains.
It's health food.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do a pick that OH sent me for a secret
Oh.
Santa.
Nice.
Ooh.
Pour this up in a bit. I just gotta finish off this little bit of makeup I got left.
There you go. Everyone in chat, if you were joining in, let us know what Jack Daniels that you're going to enjoy with us. I will say, though, bucket list 2024, a Jack Daniels rye pick. So I haven't gotten I've gotten a 2 single barrels so far, but I haven't gotten a pick.
Ah. Yeah, this is my first. I think, I just have single barrels. This was the first pick.
Nice. Well, good
Bourbon
thing Jason
Street.
and Scott will come out with some. And
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
they
know
have one coming out.
them.
Thanks, Richie.
So you're telling me that one of my resolutions will be fulfilled
Yes, one of your resolutions will be fulfilled.
if I set my alarm and remember that day.
Yeah.
I will make sure to text you that day. Bye.
All right. Henry's in for 1. JD in the house.
All
All
right.
right.
Cheers, Henry.
This is
What are those bottles? What were those bottles in this picture? Do you know what that was?
Isn't it turkey? Oh no.
No.
No, that's not the picture I was thinking of.
Oh,
Game of
They
Thrones?
almost look like Buzzard Roost. That's the Game of Thrones
I bet it is the Game of
scotch
Thrones
right
set.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it might be
scotches?
the Game of Thrones set. Yeah, I think
Because
that's
there was
definitely
like the 8 or 10 scotches they did.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Game of
so.
Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Called
it's this bottle. It's this bottle right here, right in the center.
Oh, that's the one that's on top in
Yeah.
the center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
and this one's the Six Kingdom one.
We got the
So I
entire
guess that's
set.
the one that kind of rules it all. Yeah, that's probably what
Very
he's doing
nice.
there.
So which one is that? Is that from Morlock, you said?
So this is a 15-year Morlock. I actually ended up grabbing 2 of these because I think it got to the point where they couldn't sell them anymore in Northern Kentucky, and they started discounting them, and it was like $75 for it. And I was like,
Wow.
okay, I'll take that.
So yeah, that happened all over. We have a buddy who found one of them. I forget which one it was, but it was, in his opinion, one of the best ones for like $30. It was like under
Wow.
half price. The store just wanted it off their shelves. But he ended up buying it, and he went back to buy like the 2 or 3 they had remaining, but they were gone a couple of days later. And ever since, he had us on the lookout. I forget what it is finally, but it's been there for a couple of years. He was like, if you ever see it, buy it right away. Like, okay.
Right? Like, who cares
Yeah.
about the marketing and the fact that it's Game of Thrones, themed, and if that was the way they were trying to sell it? look at the brand that's actually in there and the years on
Yeah.
them. They were some good bottles.
I will
Yep.
definitely be in on that pick. Let me know, Marty. I love that shit.
Is that the
was
rye
good.
that he sent us in like a blind or something like that?
Yes.
That was really good.
Yeah, the mystery pour that was crazy
and
good.
it's
And
cheap
nobody
too, isn't it?
do what?
Isn't it like really cheap too?
Yep.
Shh, don't tell anybody, Darrell. Stop it.
It's working on
Yeah.
a single
Man.
barrel.
Yeah,
Marty
he's working
just-
on a single
Marty-
pick of that.
He just keeps coming on and talking about it though. And then you talk about it more when you tell him not to talk about it.
Yeah, and so Sugar Kitty said the half was good and the rest was trash. And I think that was the problem, right? People just they had one or two of them and they said, "Oh, they're all bad." But then the ones that were good just sat. So if you happened to try one of the good ones, you were like, "Yes, I want them. I want them all."
Yeah, we'll definitely share away the pick for sure.
For
We
sure.
definitely want that one to go.
This is crazy. This is way different than the two.
It's creamier.
Yeah, it's
got
way
like
different.
a chili pepper note on the palate for me.
What did you get? Chili pepper, you said?
Yeah, like
Huh.
the oil from a chili pepper specifically.
Interesting.
That's a
Yeah, I only sampled it that one time at Bourbon on the Banks. I just remember it being different than 1 and 2, but like still sweet.
It definitely
with
changes
some
a
nice
lot
smoke, too.
after the first crack too. It changes as it goes down the bottle. I had some at Jason's house the other night. Because I got like a real strong anise note on the first crack.
Okay.
And then that kind of died down, and then some other notes kind of came out. So
the rye came shining through it first, and then it kind of let down into the
Yeah.
other stuff.
it's
Yeah.
definitely more rye forward for sure on that one.
Yeah, this one is definitely very rye up front, and then on the palate, it kind of goes a different way. Like it's somewhat rye forward, but then it's
Right.
so smoky. And then at the last point, I get what makes me think of like distilled chili oil without the heat, but like that certain earthy spice flavor that's there,
Yeah. I think that's on the single barrel that I have too. That one sounds more similar to the single barrel than batch 2 that I remember. That's interesting. All right.
83 people in chat. Cheers to you guys. We want to do
83, shit. Holy crap.
you guys remind everybody about the super chats. We are doing every $5 gets you an entry into some bottles that we helped pick over the last year through different groups, as well as the Turks are giving away a gift card to their site for doing coffee beans. You guys were coming in late. The site for that is on the description. Make sure you check that out. Jeff is showing you the bottles that we'll be giving, or samples from the bottles that we'll be giving away
Yeah,
tonight.
that's 9.
Twinsing right here. Look at that.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Darrell and I got the message, but definitely Jeff did not get the message tonight on Twinsing. So,
Well, it wouldn't be twinsing if all of us did it.
well, it would be quadrupling. Or what would you
That's
call
something different.
that? Jake McKee is in. Yes, I love that. That freaking sticker made my day when he showed me that.
I put a decent dent in that bottle too already.
All of
Man.
this
I
Man,
need to chill.
it's so good, man. I can't it's not just because I helped pick it, but my gosh, it's been one of the best turkey picks I've tasted, and I've tasted a lot of turkey picks.
I probably hit it for myself actually.
Ours is up in Kentucky, waiting for us to get home to pick it
Yeah.
up.
I actually don't know where it. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Now,
Yes, the Blue Note. I really enjoyed the Blue Note too for that price point and what we got. That was a short barrel, okay?
Mhm.
So there was only 30
Very sharp.
30 bottles. So it was very concentrated, and it was very, very good.
I remember he was
Well,
hoping
Katie-
that it would be, 70?
Yeah, I was hoping it would be 70 or 80, and it wound up being 30. So
What are you going to ask, Jeff?
Katie and Ethan, we got 79 people in here. Everybody, there is a link in the description, which is going to be our 4th giveaway tonight after all of those samples that we just mentioned. Katie and Ethan, another plug.
Yeah, so we're going to give away a gift card to buy some coffee from the site. And then since we've been out for, I guess, almost a month now, we picked up a couple bottles, a few, along the way. So we'll send out a sample pack of some of the bottles that we picked up.
I think you meant a plug on the coffee.
Oh, a plug on the coffee.
That's their Patreon.
You got Richie helping out too on the side.
Yeah,
so.
Richie,
You guys are good.
since then, just like went over my head, like the wand is coming out tonight. It's no, but so we've been roasting coffee, I guess, since about March or April. Just kind of doing it for ourselves and for friends. Sent some to Kelsey, and then we had a few people ask if they could buy it, and it's like, I guess, sure. So Ethan's been working on the site, and so now we're trying to sell some coffee and get good coffee into people's hands. We had a whole long discussion on good coffee beans versus bad coffee beans. So,
and this one link, right, Ethan, will take them to that site, but also to the Patreon link as well. Correct?
It will.
Yep. Little boxes everywhere.
Yeah. So that one site is it's encompassing everything right now. It's still very much a work in progress, but it will let you submit an order. And then once the order is submitted, then we'll go through and create an invoice. And still kind of manual. It's still very much a small labor of love for now, but it's letting us figure out like what beans we want to get and get them in smaller quantities and do some fun stuff. So that's actually what I'm most excited about with the Patreon. So we talked a little bit when we were backstage about how we're doing barrel aged beans and things like that. And at first they're going to be in smaller quantities. And so those will probably stick with the Patreon side of things. Just because, again, we can't make that much of them to start until we kind of ramp up and figure out the process. But yeah, so once we get those going, then that'll be on the site. Yeah. So Marty, there will be, so right now you can choose either drip. So you can either choose whole bean or ground. So right now it's either drip, espresso, or whole bean. I actually am going to update that and make it, I also add a French press option in case somebody's looking for a rougher grind. And so we'll be able to do that too. But yeah, it's like everything we do is single origin, meaning it's just from one country, right? Think single barrel for coffee, right? Really, you get some really cool characteristics that way. And you can really see what coffee is from certain parts of the country or for the world, rather. It brings out totally different qualities. And like for me, it's African coffees all day. Love them. They are super bright. They're fruity. A lot of people though, like Adam Shelton, for example, he's a Costa Rican guy. Anything he can get from Costa Rica, that is his jam. His mom has gotten some from us. She is a Hawaiian coffee person, which is good coffee. It's pricey stuff, but it's really good coffee.
Very pricey.
A lot of people like the Central American stuff, right? It's dark, it's earthy, it's great for espresso and stuff. It's just like whiskey. Everything is different. You just got to know what you're getting and where you're getting it from and how to prepare it.
Yeah, and to Marty's point, the hazmat means we do have a blend that we need to get some more of. It has Robusto beans in it, so it's a blend with a little bit of Robusto in there, so it has a little bit of higher caffeine content. So it's kind of fun.
Is Robusto a different type of bean?
It is. It's more of a blending bean than something you drink on your own. I think it's what Death Wish is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there are certain brands that advertise that they're like crazy coffee to keep you awake, right? And they're mostly Robusta. It's a different type of bean. I think it's coming out of Asia, but it's high caffeine. The flavor on it's typically not great. So what we've found is there's a few different blends we can get that use some of it along with an actual good tasting bean and make some and kind of take the compromise route and make some good coffee with higher caffeine content. So we'll be playing around with that kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So the lighter the roast, guys, the higher the caffeine content. So that's why you see, when he's talking about flavor, it's hard to get a good flavor when a particular bean is typically it's, if I remember right, in the Robusto, a smaller bean to begin with. On those, I don't remember if they're smaller beans or not on the Robustos. It's been a while since I've looked into that, but
Yeah, I'd have to
I
look
don't
into
remember.
it because Robusto again are a little bit harder to find by themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that and see. I know they're a lighter shade of bean, so they don't roast as dark,
Yep.
which is nice.
Mhm.
Yep, absolutely. Jeff, I don't know if you got this one or not.
I did.
Okay.
Thank you, Whiskey
Right, that's
BS.
Thank you, Whiskey
People,
BS.
people are on top of it. And people are loving this coffee here. I've seen that quite a few times in the super chats.
I
They're
know.
excited about some chance
It's a
to
big
try some
market.
coffee.
Yeah, I'm probably one of the
Absolutely,
very few, one of the very few that don't drink coffee. So I would imagine 99% of the chat is probably a coffee drinker.
There's a lot of correlation into when you nerd out on coffee and whiskey. There really is. Learning tasting notes. That's where I first learned how to get tasting notes, period, was working with coffee so much. So
See, I can do tea. I love tea.
tea
What's
is good too.
I still can't believe you got through the military without liking coffee, Darrell. Like I cannot believe you managed that. It's
The little
incredible.
tiny, it was like little tiny caffeine pills that they would sell at the PX.
Okay.
To keep me awake. Those and
Gotcha.
tea, like tea. Honestly, for
You
some
still got your caffeine. You just found it in different ways.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
But yeah, a lot of the army was tobacco and coffee people.
Yep.
Stayed away from both. Not a big fan.
Well, we're down to our final minutes here. One last whiskey wheel before we get into the winners.
Robusta is smaller from Adam.
That's
Look at
what I
that hair,
thought.
Adam, too. He had short
I
hair.
thought
in
it
that
was
picture.
a smaller bean.
What do we got on there? What do I want to come up?
What do you want to come up? What do you want? Let's see.
Endo, you definitely want to switch over to theirs. I promise you. I like Black Rifle, everything okay, but this
you
is
got
not-
sample on there twice, huh? Whatever. Let's double the chance to get sample, and it went finished.
Finished.
Ooh. I
Finished
got a lot of
whiskeys. What are you guys drinking, chat?
We barely mistimed this, Ethan. Barely mistimed this.
I've never been accused of having good timing.
Hey, what did you just pour? Did you just pour some Ben Holiday?
We did, yeah.
Which one is it? The Barrel Rickhouse or? Yeah, what'd you think about that?
Haven't gotten into it yet. That was a crack for us.
Yeah, because I know you found the soft.
I found the soft wheat for you, but
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear what you think about that when you taste it.
Those
All
are
right,
great.
so Andrew is drinking Foursquare
All right.
Bourbon, Bardstown Bourbon Company.
What is?
What is
Oh wait, is that?
So this is
It's that Barton
old
stuff, right?
J&M whiskey special reserve, 13-year Barton. That is 143 proof, finished in port barrels.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
know if I asked you about that, Jeff. I thought I would have, but is it? Do you like it?
I think it's dark.
I'm about to drink it. It's delicious.
How is it?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it basically like those Augustas just finished?
Yeah.
Like that high age,
hazmat,
right?
hazmat, and finished. Yep.
Yeah. Damn, that's probably really because I like the Augustas.
What did Ben say? Everyone's laughing, and I see Ben's logo
Yeah,
on the
I
side
think
of
it's
my.
more accurate to say he loves smaller beans.
Adam says, "I have the beans. I have." Yeah. You go with what God gave you there.
That's right.
I think what gets me on this one, Darrell, is that it comes across as a light whiskey on the nose almost. Like
Really?
the proof is just so high that I feel like it just blasts this brightness everywhere.
Cheers, Joe, the sample guy. He's drinking some local stores Maker's Stave Profile picks. Sourcing from 13 Colony from the looks of it.
Yeah, it's dark for a 6 year.
It's
Wow.
it's a really interesting distillery, and I'm excited. I think my local is going to be able to get a single barrel pick from them too.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be interested to see how their picks go because I've heard really good things so far.
I'm a fan of this. The Rickhouse proof one.
Nice.
That's
Very nice.
it's cola.
It
You
is.
go with
It's
some hard truth.
really fruity though.
I love this
Yeah.
idea. You guys may have to rebrand. Oh wait, hold on.
I saw it too. I was like, oh my god, if I hadn't just put so much effort into this.
Trip and trip.
They're gonna have to be dripping drams. That's awesome.
The worst part is now my mind's working on logo concepts.
I know. I can see his wheels turning already.
Too bad we just ordered like a couple hundred stickers.
Oh no.
Next time.
That is a cool name
JG,
though.
what have you done?
Oh, let me grab.
Look at Ethan. He's like flabbergasted.
He is. It's like, oh, geez.
Well, now he wants the domain, so he doesn't want anything else to happen.
That should be available.
Oh,
Watch-
God.
Unless Ben goes and
Yeah,
grabs
I was
it.
gonna say, watch Ben go grab it real quick.
All right, guys. Last chance before we shut it off. Jeff
We'll
is
do,
compiling.
I am compiling here. I'm going to be double checking everything right now. If you want in the super chat giveaway, this is the last chance. All right.
I agree, Tim. There's some
Yeah.
good stuff.
Well, and their price point is really nice. Like,
It's been flying off the shelves here. It's $60, between $50 and $60, depending on where you're at. And 6-year whiskey and barrel proof on most of their stuff. The sweet wheat or the red wheat is probably my favorite of the two.
That stuff's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
me
I
and Jeff
can't
got to
wait.
try that in May for the first time.
oh, cheers,
Keith
Keith.
Thompson's in for 2 more.
We're gonna get to see Keith in
Ah,
February.
Keith is in.
That'll be fun.
Nice. Katie and Ethan, we got a plot here. When am I going to see you next?
I know. We need to figure that out.
Gosh. All right. I got Keith in, and my accounting is confirmed.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I can hear him clicking.
What?
The whiskey
Everyone
wheel.
is in here. We got the whiskey wheel going. Ethan and Katie, how many times should I randomize this thing?
Oh, okay. That's lame.
4. More you can tell 'em.
I was gonna say 17.
17.
All right, 17 after this one.
You got
All right. So, I think people are here for the coffee. What do we say we do the coffee first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. For some drifting drams coffee.
Rusty.
Rusty
Dan.
Dan.
Look at that.
Dan.
He's probably a coffee drinker.
He is
Oh, he
definitely a
is.
coffee drinker.
He is a coffee drinker. All right. So then 17 more times.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Just gives me anxiety.
And because Darrell loves it so much, this will be for Darrell's flight.
Oh, okay. Don't love the making something random more random thing. Mark.
And of course, it's our friend Mark. Oh, congrats, Mark! All right, and then we'll do Kelsey's. Kelsey's. Do I need to randomize this anymore? Or should I just hit spin?
No, hit spin. Stop playing that game.
Never.
Mhm.
Ah, Jake.
JT. Nice.
Congrats, Jake.
All right.
Okay.
Congrats, buddy.
Bye.
So that's a flight coming from Kelsey with
Bye.
some picks that Kelsey had helped with. And then I'm going to hit randomize one last time and then hit spin. And this will be for mine. And I'll throw in some whack attack into that one too. Oh, top dog.
No.
All right. John, we'll coordinate on that one. Make sure I got some stuff you haven't had that I helped with. We're good. Yeah, we're good. All right. Congrats, everybody. Thank you so much for the support tonight. Wait, one more.
Our samples.
Yeah.
So we did
okay.
coffee and samples. One more if you still have that.
One more. I got it. All right. And I'm going to randomize it 17 more times. All right. I don't actually know if I hit 17 there. I was just clicking away.
Click.
Ooh, the yellow spot. Hey, Whiskey BS.
Nice.
So I don't have your contact information, so get to us at helloagainwhiskeyfriends@gmail.com, and we will get you hooked up. Thank you so much.
Dusty said he still has some of our coffee if you want to spin again.
Okay.
That's up to
So
you.
we spin again?
Yeah, do it up.
I think. Yeah. All right. Let's spread the love. Thank you so much, Dan. All right. And it's going to Ryan.
Ryan.
Nice.
All right,
Ryan. Cheers, buddy.
Congratulations to all of our wheel winners tonight. Thank you to everybody who contributed. This is fantastic. Sharing
Top dog,
coffee
I think
and
he might have your address.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's practically on
I have to
speed
go
dial
back
at this
and
point.
look who won mine.
All right. Well, we are at 9:03. We'll send everyone to Jason here in just a moment. But to close out here, I'm going to challenge everybody. Just come up with one. But this is something that I'm thinking about here. I got to record it. What is a whiskey resolution of 2024? Let's start with Kelsey. Go around the circle.
I know I say this every year, but I really have got to be more selective of my whiskey purchases as we go through the year, because my wife's going to kill me if I keep buying as much whiskey as I do every year. So
And she would
that's
do
my
it.
resolution. Ethan will attest to that.
Yeah. She's vicious. She's like a Chihuahua met a Mexican street dancer. I don't even know. She's vicious.
I'll speak for her and say, "Shut up, Ethan."
Mandy's in the back room, like, what?
She's probably giving him the finger right now.
I can feel it in the force. It's good.
That's funny.
Darrell?
I could touch on that. I think for me, like, I just want to do, like, and we were kind of talking about it briefly with Dan earlier about some picks. I just want to do. I know I've done a couple like each year. But I just want to probably maybe get a couple more picks under the belt. You know, some with you guys, maybe for the channel. Just picks in general. They're just fun. If it's on site, obviously the better. But even just doing them amongst each other through the stream like this, it's still a good time. You know, but going on site is always top notch. You know, but yeah, probably just get a couple more of those under the belt. And I know one of Jeff's, get rid of some of this floor whiskey that my wife eyes every day she walks through this dining room. So
I've got no floor whiskey.
I do. It's off camera.
I have closet whiskey, so that's mine's in the closet. So
Katie and Ethan?
Oh, man. I think a little bit. I think we'll echo what Kelsey says. Is we've been like trying not to buy as much whiskey towards the end of last year, so kind of continuing on that trend, being more selective in what we pick, like getting our own picks, prioritizing those first and foremost over some other bottles.
Yep. And I'll extend that a bit and say two very specific things for me. One, experience over bottles. Two, blends over single barrels.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Nice.
wow.
Ooh.
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
It's got to be a good blend, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
We need more good blenders out there to then
I agree.
supplant the single barrels. That's an interesting challenge there.
Cheers,
Well,
Jigs.
Cheers, Jigs.
before we say goodbye, I'm going to summarize mine into 2 parts. Step A, get Darrell into coffee. Step B, do what Darrell said and do barrel picks. But hey, maybe we can get a Detling pick in.
Oh, God. Stop. You'll
This
kill
is a
me.
2-part plan. I'm ambitious, Darrell. I am ambitious. But we will make this work.
Dude, ugh, that was it was pretty much a drain pour for me. And I hate to
You're
do
crazy. You're gonna love it by the end of the year. That's the new
Oh,
resolution
God.
here.
it.
We'll let you off the here's that caveat to that. We let you off of that if you can get us a K Luke single barrel pick. How about that?
Ooh.
If you can get us a K Luke single barrel pick, we won't make you drink coffee and we won't make you have a Detling pick.
I have to chat with Mr. John.
Yeah.
I need to message him about a couple things anyway, but I don't know if I can get I could certainly try. But yeah, that would be silly and killer at the same time.
Well, 42 people here still hanging out with us. Let's give them a goodbye for the night. Kelsey, why don't you restart the circle and we'll go around.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks so much for all your support. And make sure you guys check out Drifting Drams on their YouTube, as well as their coffee link that we shared with you. It's in the description as well. Love you guys. Love everybody on this channel. Thank you so much for it. Darrell, down to you, buddy.
Yeah, can literally just talk about the same. Thank you guys for coming on. It's always a blast. Love hanging virtually or in person preferably. But no, thank you for everybody else that just, continues to follow us through here, man. Just try to keep it fun and interesting and, continue to do us, not the norm, just, us having fun like what we've been doing for the past couple of years, plain and simple. Over to the Turks. Where can they find you guys?
You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on our website, like Kelsey said, in the link in the description below. But really appreciate you guys thinking of us to have us on as one of your first guests of 2024. It's very special to us, and
I'm honored.
we, to echo what Darrell said, we love you guys rather in person, but this is always fun. We get to see you more frequently this way. So,
Yep.
Mr. Whack Attack.
Man, love you all on screen. Oh my gosh, so many more Whiskey Wednesdays in 2024. Can't wait for the shenanigans that we get into in the coming weeks. But we'll leave that for previews later. But everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for contributing and everything else everybody does to help support this community. We love you all. Wouldn't be here without you. And we are going to keep striving on. So until further ado, head over to Jason and we'll catch you on the next Whiskey Wednesday.
Cheers, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello